Hey, this is Bodega, and I'm here with Ontavia, a designer and a podcaster. How you doing today? How's your day going?
I am good.
You a little
It's
closer.
going
You can bring the mic a little closer.
Okay.
Yep,
I'm good. It's
I'm
going
good.
well.
How's your day? How's your day so far?
It was good. Busy, getting stuff done. It's the end of the year. You got to wrap it
Oh,
hard, man.
yeah. The best thing about the end of the year is you can see yourself like where you were at the beginning of the year, and look at all your progress throughout the year. That's the best part. So I want to get straight to it. I remember I was at your fashion show in September. It's a Woman of Your Dreams, correct?
Woman of your dreams, woman of my dreams. Yes.
Woman of you,
Woman of my dreams.
Woman of My Dreams. And I remember being loved. I liked it. It was in Soho, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, right next to the new Kith store.
Yes,
Yeah.
right there. I remember it. I remember coming inside. I remember everything being red. I remember the music, the atmosphere. It was just a great vibe. I want you to just talk about the inspiration behind that line, that collection.
Well, where to start? I guess the place I want to start with would probably be the cliche idea that everyone starts with. Okay, I want to title this collection this. This is what I want to feel. And what I wanted to feel was I wanted to be the woman of my dreams.
Okay.
I was ready to make that next step into the path that I know that is meant for me. So I had to ask myself, what do I look like? What do I do? Because when I create for other women, they have a lot of things in common with me. I want to find my tribe. I want to find my people. And so with that, I create mood boards and dive deep within myself to answer this question. How do you become the woman of your dreams? What does she do? What does she eat? How does she treat others? And that's the basis of that collection.
Is it like for like a woman to find her version of herself?
Find the highest version of
The
herself.
highest version of herself.
And though, which I probably should put older women on the runway show for that runway show, and I didn't, but editorial options are still available. But it's for that person you pray to. Some people do pray to their higher selves, or when they have that subconscious thought, Ontavia, what are you doing? That's the person that you're talking to.
Yeah.
Your better you. And your better you and your best you is going to be your older you.
Yes.
Your shaman you, your...
Yeah,
you.
more seasoned.
And that's why I got the flowy kimonos,
yes.
more lackadaisical.
When you did your mood board, what are some of the inspirations you pulled from?
Egyptian culture, which was actually, the mood board was in the shape of a pyramid.
Okay.
And the...
what was on top of the pyramid?
Egyptian culture.
Oh. Makes sense.
Yeah. That which brings that lackadaisical feeling, that higher self feeling, the point, the top, our higher selves, the peak in which we used to be, other than, dead. The best we've been is probably as we are taught at that point in the beginning of time, or as time is considered.
I remember looking at some of the pieces. I could have sworn there some of them were Eastern influence.
So there was some Eastern influence with the kimonos, but when it comes to textile, the history of clothes and stuff like that, took textile science. You have to, dive deep into the source of a lot of fabrics and a lot of patterns, and a lot of it is still, even with the kimono, traced back
to
Egypt.
Yeah.
And that's where the silks came from, and that was the reason that the kimonos were mostly silks or had the patterns that they had.
So kimonos come from the history or the lineage of kimonos will be tracked back to Egypt.
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that. That's interesting. Oh, wow. So, during the show, I remember there's all red. Why red? There was red lighting.
Yeah. I think other than when you are your oldest self or, an elder, the other most authentic time in your life when you are you is when you're in the womb.
Yeah.
And when you're in the womb, you're just in a bubble. And what you're with your mother, your higher self. You are a part of her. She's the best part of you at that point. So you were inside of a womb.
Oh.
So
okay.
the only thing a fetus sees is light
Yeah.
and skin. And
Yeah.
when you like when you're a kid and you put your finger
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the light and you just
Is
see
he
through
red?
it, you see
Okay.
red.
Oh, so we were
We were in the
we were in
womb.
the womb the whole time. Oh,
We were
wow.
birthing a collection.
Oh wow, that's
We were
wow.
birthing the
That
woman
was
of
a-
my dreams.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
And, wow. Well, how you came up with that idea?
It was on a mood board. I was
It
like,
was just a mood board?
Also, let me tell you what the reason I picked red. I'm nervous. I'm sorry.
No problem.
I picked red because for the first 33 years of my life, I just didn't wear red. It intimidated me because red, of course, doing, color therapy, you learn like red has that power, the passion,
Yeah.
it's strong. If you're going to wear it, you got to mean it. And especially for a woman, like if you're going to wear red, you got to mean it.
Yeah.
Because it's just the way you carry yourself. And I never thought that I was powerful. I knew I was too passionate.
Yeah.
And I knew that I wasn't at my best self. And that is why I picked
Okay.
red as well.
Why do you say too passionate?
I'm a Scorpio, so I'm heavy on the Scorpio in my charts. So I can be overly passionate, which
Okay.
drives me to do all these projects that
Okay.
I do. So I have a lot of passions, and I'm very serious about all those passions.
So we was talking previously before how your last show was independently ran. So I mean, you independently yourself funded it,
Yeah.
and I was just when you told me that, I was taken aback a little bit because the show, it was not a small production.
No.
It was a just for the simple fact you rented somewhere in Soho, just in itself just cha-ching, just sounds expensive. So can you go a little bit behind what it means to independently have your own fashion show and business behind it?
It is extremely expensive. It's heavy. It's a heavy burden. Some days I don't know how I do it, and that's just me being transparent.
Yeah.
People see cha-ching and stuff like that, but we are very frugal.
Mm-hmm.
We're very smart. We barely made it through COVID, to
Yeah.
be completely honest. Like, we weren't really making any money. People weren't going to parties, galas, art show openings. People weren't going.
Yeah.
And, I took a hit. Fortunately, before I started my fashion house, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Before I started my fashion house, I worked at Amazon.com for almost 10 years.
Okay.
And working there, I was blessed with, once I retired, I was able to retire very young. I used that money to start my fashion house, and it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. Yeah. People got to get paid.
Yeah.
Got to keep going. I had dreams to move here. And sometimes you got to take a hit to chase your dreams. If you really mean it, you just don't quit. So, yeah, it is quite expensive. And thank God we have the lip gloss and we have the perfume and we have friends who support what we're doing and believe in what we're doing, because I couldn't do it without my community.
Mm-hmm.
I could not have done this without the people who have been with me since 2015 and 16. So it's really community-based. We survive because of community.
Do you run the house all by yourself? Do you have like assistants, or is it like by show by show?
Right now, I don't. I did.
Yeah.
I have a lot of interns coming in. We have the Roulette Fashion Fund where people donate, or ticket sales. It goes to the scholarship, which helps pay our photographers, our makeup team, our hair. It helps pay for these venues and stuff. And even the money from the beauty products, it goes into the scholarship to pay the interns and help people out, because a lot of the people that I'm working with are up and coming too and independent, and I want to really focus on helping independent people and independent artists who are trying to create a table for themselves.
I remember being online for the show, and I got there. I'm very punctual. I got there exactly on time, and the line was wrapped around. I was like, "Wow, I maybe I should have came 30 minutes earlier." I was like, "Wow, okay."
It's intimidating.
It
It sounds crazy. Literally, people who've been coming to since the first show, or who, like, I have people around me who've known me since college and high school, and they've been watching me before I did it this big,
Yeah.
and they were like
your other shows in New York?
like,
or just in
no,
general?
New York. I've done some pretty much anywhere I lived. I've done pageants. I've done, staging. I've done just costumes as well. And they just didn't realize it was that big. I didn't realize it was that big. I didn't get to see it with my own eyes, but I saw some of the pictures, and it was unreal.
Yeah, I remember that. A friend was coming too, and he said, "Yo, how's the line?" I'm like, "Don't worry, if you don't worry, you're gonna be here on time." It's
And we
it's like,
opened the door on time.
Yeah,
And
I
we
know.
were late because we couldn't get everybody in. It was bigger than I thought. People, with COVID, people was ready to be outside.
Yeah, I think it was good timing too, because that's around right the same time that the city started to open up again. Yeah,
Not showing in September, even though we were struggling,
yeah.
it would have just been the end.
You mean yeah?
And we would not have made any money to make
Okay.
up for what we lost, because I knew that people were ready to be outside.
Yeah,
And people would pay anything to chase those last little dreams that they had. People were like, I've always wanted to go to a fashion show. People
Yes.
were doing it online with the whole,
Yes.
Sitting here front row, clapping, TikToks and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they're going to be outside.
yeah. I remember I was actually somebody I was online with said like, I've never been to a fashion show before. Somebody just recommended it to me, so I thought, why not? And she just came out.
Yeah.
So-
And it's going to be the same thing next September.
Yeah.
People who didn't actually do what they wanted to do when
Yeah.
they thought they should have went to Fashion Week and didn't and regretted it, they're going to be there in September.
Question. You said next September. I thought you do your every 2 years. Okay. Yeah.
I'm here now. So
Okay.
when I've shown collections, I wasn't living in New York.
Copy.
I was commuting up from Baltimore, commuting up from Washington,
Yeah.
and this recent show, I commuted all the way from Cleveland, Ohio.
How long was that commute? That's like 6 hours?
That's 8 to 9 hours.
8 to 9 hours? Commuting, you mean like taking like...
Driving.
Okay.
I loaded the Yukon,
Okay.
and I hauled everything here.
So you designed everything
I sew everything,
and
I design everything,
then you brought it all here.
and I brought it all here.
Was somebody else with you, or all you by yourself, and you unloaded it?
My father helped me. Yeah. I'm thankful.
Yeah.
I'm thankful.
Wow. So what stirred your love for fashion?
Say it again.
What stirred your love for fashion and designing?
So many things. I was around very fashionable women, always. And it was just, it felt good and it smelled good.
Yeah.
Remember how like your mother used to smell when she used to put her perfume
Yeah,
on?
yeah.
Or that aunt or that uncle that always smelled good? The women in my family and the men in my family have
all
always
like
been
that.
like that. From great grandmother to like even the little kids, style was always our thing. But I remember just being enamored by like, especially going through the photo albums.
It's like lookbooks.
It literally,
Like
they love showing out.
Yeah.
Black people love dressing.
Yeah.
We love dressing. And they really did. Every day was Sunday's best with my family. And I'm thankful for that. But when it comes to designers, Edith Head, because I used to watch old movies. When I say old, I mean like 30s, 40s, 50s.
Okay.
Some 60s, but mostly 30s through 50s.
Black and white?
Black, and even the color pictures. I have to say colors.
Color pictures.
The colors.
Oh.
No. But Edith Head fell in love with her. Adrian fell in love with him. Roberto Capucci fell in love with like theater work, and because I studied opera very young, and then through college I got to see like ball gowns and like detailed works my whole life. So yeah,
you had a very musical background.
Yeah.
So it was like when I was reading your bio, it was just like music. Fashion house. I was like, whoa, where's the?
Well,
like
there's people when I think music, there's so many moving parts to music. You have the set design.
Yes.
You have the lighting design. You have to have makeup and hair, just like the shows.
Okay,
that
I was just because you design your whole performance.
Yeah.
It was a
Down to the
performance.
lighting.
Yes. Down to the red. Yeah.
Yeah. And even like selecting the music, having a relationship with those artists. When I knew I wasn't gonna be able to clear that ABBA song for my YouTube. But I have friends who their life is they continue singing after I quit, and they have studios. They can send me a song real quick, and it's just a blessing. I was just able to pick up everything and every bit that I wanted to learn while I was studying theater, and I took it with me. I was a sponge within that, even when it comes to the wig building. And, you know, I was just in the right place.
Yeah, because I remember you even talked about how the playlist for the show, you specifically picked songs to match it.
So that you can get into the feeling and the emotional settings and the mood of the show and what it means. So, yeah.
So when you put on when you got into fashion, how was it when you put on your first show?
The first show?
Yeah, the very first show. How was that experience, that moment? You know, how was that moment when you introduced the line? How was that moment afterwards when you took your bow?
It was one of the hardest things I've done.
Yeah.
Up to date. Well, not up to this date, up to this last one I did. It was very raw. It was unorganized. I was like an hour and a half late opening the door. You know, that is just unacceptable. And, you know, honestly, I was late opening the door because I was scared.
Oh, was this back home?
My first show?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like first ever show?
Yeah, your first show ever. Like, you're showing your pieces off. But it's your show. It's like you're not sharing anyone. Just your very first show.
Oh, the Nymphs of the Forest?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. So, yeah.
Nymphs of the Forest. Where was I? I was very naive.
What do you mean by naive?
What I thought I needed versus what I actually needed, it was a huge area of opportunity. Like, you know, backstage, the models need food, you know.
Yeah, you probably
I didn't even think about that.
You didn't think about that. You said, the hair, the makeup.
Let's get it done. Let's go home.
And then, like, after 4 hours of doing hair and makeup, like, hey, I'm hungry.
Yeah, and I can't let you leave because then, you know.
Yeah. Pierre, brush my hair, this and that.
Yeah, so, you know, feeding the models, the amount of work that it takes to get some of these rentals cleaned and set up for guests.
I would never even thought of that.
Yeah, because some of them, they do provide a cleaning service and come clean, but a lot of the places here...
It would be a mess?
Be a mess. And now, because, you know, we were very frugal this year, I can honestly say that we've had a lot of growth, but it was still a lot of area of opportunity because it was like starting over. So honestly, it feels like I'm back at square one.
Copy. From your first show to your last show, do you keep the same group of people? Or is it like a revolving door of photographers, interns? No,
Yasmin Lawler has been with me since the beginning.
Who?
Yasmin Lawler, cinematographer, photographer, best friend since I was 13.
She's the one with the fedora, correct?
The fedora?
There was one photographer in the corner taking pictures.
Oh, no. Okay. That was Cassie. She's new.
Okay.
She was hella cool, right? She was like the coolest person in the room. I was like,
that's a fedora.
Yeah,
okay.
she's also a cinematographer.
Yeah.
Very talented, very kind, resourceful, helpful. I would definitely recommend her. I'll send you her information. But yes, a lot of characters. The makeup team, the hair team, Italian hair team. Met them on Instagram. A lot of people that I work with and meet.
Instagram, it's really great. Like for creators, it's a great place for networking.
Yeah. I mean, networking events are great and all, but you can send a lot of DMs. You know, you can send a lot of DMs and not move from your couch.
That's true.
Yeah,
get a lot of stuff going.
A lot of work done.
I think a couple of my interviews, I've never met the people in person. Yeah, this is technically, we met before at the show.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Oh, you didn't?
I looked at your face a million times while editing the runway show. A million times. And then
my face was on the run.
You're on the runway row.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
She was right there. The
yeah. So we pick you up. We picked you up so many times looking at the camera. I was like, look at this.
Because Because I'm a photographer and videographer.
yeah.
So I'm like, oh man, look at the camera setup.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Did you see all three?
I saw one here. I think I know there's two on both ends.
Yeah,
There
two
was
on both ends.
And I kept looking.
Yeah.
I think I was trying to tell what brand was it.
So I can't wait till we have the next show because I cannot wait to show you what I do. You're gonna
Yeah,
fucking
I can't wait.
spaz. You're gonna spaz.
Yeah, I was just very captivated. I won't lie. I definitely gotta come to. I will come to the next show.
You better.
Yeah, definitely.
There's no excuse that you're not being.
No, there really isn't no excuse. This time I gotta make sure.
I know where you live.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you be like, yo, what happened? Like,
Yo, what's up?
You didn't. What's your excuse?
Yeah,
Yeah, your
you
cat
ain't doing
came.
anything?
She showed up.
She had her own seat.
Yeah. She was amazed. She was meowing the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what designers do you pull inspiration from? Like, do you go to like other shows and go like, wow, she killed it, or he killed it, or I love his piece, or that piece stuck with me.
Inspiration. There are designers that I love.
Mm-hmm.
They change, especially now that I'm here. They've
Yeah.
changed a lot because now I get to walk up to the dresses in the stores and really look at them.
Okay.
And so they've changed. But I love Dries. I love Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
John Galliano is still a genius.
Yeah.
Not his amazing Margiela work is ridiculous, but when it comes to really pulling inspiration, I pull inspiration from books like National Geographic old photography books.
Copy.
I'm a fan of Prince. His wardrobe was insane.
Yeah.
People don't appreciate it enough.
People really?
Yeah, I feel
think
like I think they appreciate it, but I don't feel like they appreciate it enough.
I think you think they probably appreciate his music more.
Of course, as they should.
Yeah.
But his clothes was fucking great.
Yeah, he has some one of a kind pieces.
He had some fire.
And I think, did he get them all custom made for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, he was amazing. But like I said, the Adrian and Edith Head costume design is a lot of inspiration. Nature.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
So by costume design, what would be the difference between like an outfit and a costume design?
Fine line.
Right, because like when I think costume design, but fashion, I think of maybe like Victorian period.
Mm-hmm.
Like that could be a costume, but also an outfit.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you say costume, you can
I
also
think
think
that
of cosplay.
I teeter on the line all the time with fashion and costume, and because that's my aesthetic.
Yes.
But so does Jeremy Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And so does John Galliano.
Yeah.
It really depends on the person,
Yeah.
but when it comes to costume, period pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
I remember that the wedding.
But you know what? You can also line costume up with camp. So it's really a fine
camp?
line. Camp aesthetic,
Oh, okay.
which is like the installation that they had in Met Gala 3 years ago.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I wanted to see it.
Yeah, that one was huge with all the
weird,
funky
It was
outfits.
black, right? It was like everything was dark and everything was like in cages.
Yeah.
Like bird cages almost.
Mm-hmm. And they were super colorful.
Yes, yes. Think about have like a couple more minutes.
Gotcha.
So, my question is, so like somebody sees a piece, would they reach out to you? How would somebody go about purchasing a piece?
So on the website, OntaviaRoulette.com, there is a custom client link. You can also contact me. But, yeah, when you want these pieces, you either come to the sample sales, which I just released today, the announcement for the sample sales for the next 3 days into the new year, because we are wiping out all of our samples from the last 3 collections, because we are in New York now. We want to start fresh, and we want to share what we've created with the world and put them in safe hands, because people do love the costumes / fashion. So,
Yeah.
what was the next question? Sorry.
What was the next question?
What was the question?
That was a question.
It was? I didn't answer it? Okay, sometimes
you
I
picked
don't.
up the question.
Okay. But yes, on
Like,
OntaviaRoulette.com.
Did I ask that question?
Did I answer the question?
No, I feel like I did.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you having me here.
I'm
It was
happy
a
to be
pleasure.
here. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Cooties. COVID.
I got tested. We're good.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna put the links to her show and her website down in the description. Okay, guys, take care, and I'll see you guys. Bye.